Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on my channel. I've got Miles here again and this is going to be like the chat video that we did. Probably
It's quite popular.
Something similar. Yeah, it went down well, so thank you. If you've not watched that, go and check it out.
Sort of ended up talking about magazines and
all
that
sorts of stuff, yeah.
well, card games.
Quite a lot of merchandise. We just started off with the topic of Doctor Who and just thought we'd see where it goes. And from that, for this second kind of sequel little one, first of all I thought we'd do it as like a visual thing so you can see us this time. But we thought we'd do one about DVDs. So start with the topic of Doctor Who DVDs, chat for about 40-50 minutes and just see where it goes. Talking about our favourite DVDs, our first DVDs, memories of getting them over the years, and the more recent kind of Blu-ray releases or steelbooks or the collection ones or whatever, and just seeing where it takes us really. So I guess to start off with, shall we go with our first ones? Have you got your first with you?
So I brought a few with me. Now I was thinking, what was my very first DVD? So, well, now you did actually, your first DVDs weren't actual official ones, were they? Because you were saying the first DVDs of yours were ones that you...
Oh yes, for some of them, I don't think it was quite my first, but there were some that I kind of would record. So definitely when I was into the show, I think, not quite for Series 4, but definitely for the specials. I think I've got Waters of Mars one and Planet Dead possibly.
The original, like, opening idents and things. And...
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Like, just recorded on a DVD player and then stuck into a little CD case with a cover with, like, a newspaper image or a sticker on it or something. Just, like, homemade, kind of old-school style. There's a way of doing it for free, I suppose. Keeping it. Before you could have iPlayer and on-demand stuff.
I mean, my cousin used to record them on VHS. So in Series 3 sort of time. Series 3, a distinct memory of him having a VHS which had Smith & Jones and the Shakespeare Code on. So even then, we were still doing that.
Because in our lifetimes, when it's just come... All that technology has just come on so far.
It's bizarre, it's mad.
It is bizarre.
So, like, the first one I got, I think... Now, I got it for, I think it was for Christmas, and I got Series 5 Volume... No, not Series 5. Series 2 Volume 5, because that was the big Daleks Cyberman episode, and Fear Her. But the one of the first ones I definitely got was this one. Now, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but that's Series 3 Volume 4, which is basically a three-parter. You know, it's like Utopia, Sound of Drums, Last of the Time Lords.
Cool.
And this was the way that I got a lot of my Doctor Who. I got them as the individual volumes. It was a long while before I started getting the box sets. And even then, like, I'd always have one missing. I'd always have, like, all of Series 3 except for Volume 1. And it always bugged me, and I never got round to getting the other ones. But yeah, so this was one of my first, and you can actually see on this case. Can you see there? It's like a bite mark. Yeah, because I lent it to my cousin. I lent it to one of my cousins, and they had a dog. And there we go. So that taught me, never lend your DVDs to anyone. But it adds a little bit of character to it. So, and I love the cover. Like, you know, it's a really nice...
They put a lot of effort. I mean, not that they don't do that these days, but we don't really get the individual volumes these days. But, especially for like the new episodes.
Because when they came out as like the Series 6 and Series 7 Part 1 and 2s, you did get the individual DVDs, but the artwork was literally just one of the posters. It was nothing specifically designed for something like this. And yeah, no, I love this, and also it's quite special because it has a Top Trumps card. This one is Daleks Second. It's got like a little thing on the back which advertises the Top Trumps range. So, you know, it's quite special in a way. I mean, I've sold a lot of my individual volumes now because I've got the box sets. In favour of the box sets, the slimmer ones as well. So I've got Series 3, literally the same space as that. But I'm keeping the odd one because a few have memories attached to them, and I remember this one watched on a loop so much. I can't remember what I must have got this after Series 4, maybe before Series 4. I'm not sure. because it was Voyage of the Damned, I got into it, and then after that,
Yes.
it was this. So that was my very first one. What were you?
See, I'm trying to think back, and I think my first one actually, it was one of those volume ones. Now, I didn't get many of the volume ones. It was actually given to me as a present. I think it was just a few months after I started being a fan, so like kind of summer 2008.
Yeah.
It was from my auntie, and it was the one with the Daleks who passed on it. So you had
The
Daleks in Manhattan, Evolution of the Daleks, Lazarus Experiment in 42.
Yeah.
I guess it was those four. And
I had a distinct memory of getting that one as well, of getting it in a Sainsbury's in Manchester when I was out about. And because I was with my cousin, I have so many cousins, but I was with one of them, and went back and we watched that. I think the whole volume in like one day. So yeah, I've got memories of getting that one. So did you get what was going on? Even though, because it's obviously not volume one, it was like halfway through the series.
Halfway through, yeah. I think so. Because I think, come to think of it as well,
it's kind of self-explanatory, really.
Yeah, the sticker album that was out that time was like red and orange, and it had all the series 4. Well, it had Doctor and Donna on it, but also it was based on a lot of the series 3 stuff. So they had, I think, from Evolution of the Daleks was where it started, and then it came all the way up to Voyage of the Damned, with a bit of series 4 stuff maybe. So there was that as well, but yeah, there must be some of the earliest ones I saw, definitely. And then after that, well, Christmas that year, 2008, I got this, which was series 1, just from my parents. I think I'd asked for quite a lot of series 1 themed stuff. I must have been learning.
I've seen one of your
somehow.
videos on this. Didn't you get like the Toys R Us TARDIS?
Yeah,
set
the
that
same.
year as well?
Pretty sure it was the same time. Yeah,
Brilliant.
That
you
massive
can literally, like, as a kid, play along with the episodes.
With the
That's
episodes,
great,
yeah. And it's completely falling apart. So this kind of plasticky bit.
My series 2 one is
So
exactly
together.
like very similar.
I'm missing. I don't know where that size was. No idea. But yeah,
I know. Like I say, they're so cool,
brilliant.
and that one folds out. Obviously, when that first came out, have you seen these huge boxes?
Oh, the
of
really big ones, yeah.
TARDIS and it's all made of cardboard, and people
did
who
you
have
get
them.
that one?
No, I've got that one.
This one,
but I still think that's pretty cool how it folds out, and you've got this TARDIS.
It's interesting how the most recent, the Series 11 one is. I think it's similar packaging to this, in that it folds out like this, and you've got different images in each one.
It's weird, isn't it? Because like in this day and age, like I'm not clamouring to get the newest series on DVD because it's on iPlayer and it's on. Well, I guess it will be on Netflix soon and all that sort of stuff. So it's like I'm not rushing out to grab it. Whereas, like Series 4, I remember I got Volume 1, which has the Ood on the front of the cover and the Doctor and Donna that has Partners in Crime, Buzz of Pompeii and Planet of the Ood on. I remember getting that while Series 4 was still on. So it must have been, maybe near the end of the series, so sort of turn left, midnight kind of time. And, you know, like, that's sort of, we had iPlayer, but in that time it was very different because you couldn't really watch it on your TV, you could only really watch it on your computer. So it was a sort of thing of you had to go out and buy it and then you could go back and watch it and things. But now it's sort of like I don't have as much of an urge to straight away go and get. I mean, I will get Series 11 soon, but it's like, you know.
No, that's interesting because you see, for me, to start with, I wasn't that fussed about it. I mean, I think I got Series 1 and I got Series 2 the following Christmas, and then Series 3 the following Easter, I think. It like was, you know, I needed to get them quicker, and then I didn't get Series 4, 5 or 6 or any of the later ones until a few years later. I don't know. I mean, obviously 1, 2 and 3, Series 1, 2 and 3, they were the ones I kind of missed out on, so I suppose I wanted to see them for that. But then once they'd been on, like Series 4 and the later episodes, I suppose I taped them on, you know, DVDs or whatever.
So you had them to hand?
Yeah, I don't think I had every single one, but definitely for those specials, and I think even Torchwood Children of Earth, and there was this photo of Gwen from like a newspaper, and I cut it up and stuck it on the covers and stuff for each of the 5 parts.
It's weird because I also had a similar thing for Series 5. our family had just got not like a skybox, but like a box where you could record things onto. Yeah,
one kind of thing.
But you could tape things onto this box.
Oh, onto the actual box itself. Yes.
And I did that with Series 5 and all the subsequent series. So Series 5, it took me ages to get that as well. So it's weird because you've already got it. And
come to think of it as well, actually, we had a Mac by then, and we had this thing called iTV, so it was like a little USB thing that you stuck in the back, and I think it linked up to the satellite or air or whatever, and I'm pretty sure that's how I recorded them for quite a time, like with the Smith era. They all went onto the computer, like, as recorded that way. Because you have the phase of kind of recording them onto actual physical discs or VHS or whatever, and then comes the time when you can just do it on one box.
And then now it's like it's done for you. It's
they're all
just there online.
Well, these days on iPlayer you can access.
Isn't it on for the whole year?
The whole year.
It's just like, this day and age, it's mad. And to think that back in the 80s, there was a time when there was nothing except for the Target novels, and then Revenge of the Cybermen came out, and then it was like another 6 months, and then it was whatever, Brain of Morbius, and all that time, and those people like trying to. Have you seen the documentary on the Revenge of the Cyberman DVD? Checks, Lies and Videos tapes.
The name rings a bell. I might have done it.
It's this amazing thing because obviously around that time they were recording episodes live, like the Davison episodes, onto VHSs. It was the very first time you could do that, and then over in Australia they were only just getting the Jon Pertwee episodes, so they were sort of buying VHS recordings of the Jon Pertwee stuff over from Australia into England, and there was all this sort of trading going on because the Australians could get the Davison episodes.
Broadcast over there.
The Australians could get the Davison episodes and the new stuff in exchange for you give us the Tom Bakers and the Jon Pertwee episodes, and all that sort of trading going on. There's nothing like that nowadays. It's all there for you. Speaking of classic stuff, though, what was your first classic?
My first classic.
Here we go.
From up here. Yes, it was Genesis.
Have you still got the sticker on yours?
Yes, I didn't bother taking it off or anything like that. I got it and I didn't watch it. I think I tried watching it, and this must have been probably around 2009 or 10, and I'm not sure if I ever completed it.
Sacrilege. Fake fan.
Well, yeah. I think it took me a few years to get to the end of it. I don't know, just getting used to
that format.
Used to it. Yeah, it's weird when you start that, isn't it? It's,
yeah. Well, it was different for me in some way. I mean, was that the first time you saw a classic episode?
I think it probably was. Yeah, I think so.
I mean, because like I've said in the past, I've been sort of brought up with classic and new.
From the get-go,
from my cousin who had. We went on holiday to France and he brought along Logopolis on DVD, Mind Robber, Dalek Invasion of Earth, Castrovalva. So I was used to that sort of format. And I remember a time when, do you remember Woolworths?
Yeah, I was about to say, yes.
So it was 2006 or 2007 maybe, and no, it must have been 2006. I can't remember, but I swear the brand new DVD out at the time was The Hand of Fear, and I remember going into Woolworths as he bought that brand new Hand of Fear DVD. We came back, watched it all, and I loved it. So Hand of Fear is another special one for me. So technically that's the first memory I have of going out and buying a DVD, even though it wasn't my DVD, it was his.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, no, that's distinct.
I remember, I'm not sure I ever bought any DVDs from Woolworths, but I remember going in and I think I had vouchers or whatever to use there, and so I'd always go and look at all the Doctor Who stuff, so like the toys and then the DVDs, and deciding whether to get a DVD or a figure or whatever. Woolworths.
Yeah,
wow.
It's mad.
Yeah.
But my first classic DVD wasn't actually I say not an official release, but it wasn't like the Roundels one, like that Genesis DVD.
Oh.
This is the first classic DVD I got.
The DVD files.
It's the Five Doctors. They've got Anthony Aley on the front there, because there's an alternate cover. You can have either all the Doctors on there. You can swap it around. So this was the first classic episode I got on DVD. This came free with the Father's Day long game issue of DVD files, which is the way I got Series 1 originally. I got Series 1 for the DVD files. I didn't get any more DVD files, I just got Series 1 and then... So it was a really bizarre shelf. DVD files, volumes, and then box sets. It looked horrible. But, thankfully it's rectified now. Yeah. So yeah, this was the first one I got. And like you were saying about a different format, because classic episodes are 25-minute, 6-parter, 4-parter. The Five Doctors, though, is, what, an hour and a half movie kind of thing?
Like that, feature length.
Yeah. So that was almost quite a nice way to get into Doctor Who. I mean, and luckily I knew all about all the Doctors. I knew roughly about the companions. Obviously knew Sarah Jane and K9, and so the elements in this didn't really throw me off. And this DVD got so much use. It's essentially, do you know the very first DVD, the one that the very first
version of
yeah. I think that's the DVD. That's the DVD that this essentially is.
Oh, so just like repackaged.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is literally just the episode, no special features on this. Just that's it. But yeah, that was the first one, and I printed off a cover that went on this. I've obviously taken it off since. So yeah, that's my first one. But yeah, it's quite odd to think that is not even like a proper DVD release.
Yeah.
But then I've actually got another one as well.
Oh yeah.
That was this Lost in Time box set was my first
one that was
one of
like
that. Which is another odd one because it's not an episode on its own or anything. But I think that's why I went for it, because in this you get 18 episodes, Troughton and Hartnell. You get some Dalek stuff, you get some Cyberman stuff, you get Yeti, all sorts, and it was a great way to sort of dip into bits and pieces, and I remember really liking it actually. It's quite odd because it's such a disjointed box set. Have you?
Never. I've never seen.
Obviously, it's slightly outdated now because it's got Enemy of the World and Web of Fear. And I imagine one day the Crusaders will be animated. And Underwater Menace is on here, the Moon Base. So there's only the odd one that will, that's exclusive to this now. But yeah, it's odd that I chose this as my first classic DVD.
Yeah. How many discs has it got then? Is it?
So it's got 3, and that's why it's such a bizarre shape.
It's got like a...
So
okay.
That's what it looks like inside. You've got your 3.
Because they've released recently a thinner one, haven't they?
Yeah, they've released a slimmer, just the size of a normal DVD.
Yeah.
Which I'm tempted by, even though it's exactly the same content. And it will be released one day, and I imagine when they do all the collection box sets. Yeah. But yeah, no, that was an interesting. That was I don't know why, but it was. That was the first classic DVD official Roundel release in the collection.
Speaking of the DVD files, actually, I remember I borrowed, I think, off a friend at the time, Earthshock in that packaging with that cover. It must have been around 2010 sort of time.
Because they ran out of new series episodes, so they went.
They did those instead, didn't they? Yeah. After that. So yeah, I remember seeing that, and I came back to it recently and actually saw it again properly. But that was quite early on for me. And I suppose in terms of the classics, because I had Genesis, I tried it I think when I got it and didn't quite get on with it in the way that I would now, but then after that, before kind of moving up here, around 2014-15 I'd say, when my appreciation for the classics kind of...
So at this point you'd only had Genesis on DVD?
I've got Genesis, after that I saw... Well, I got the beginning box actually for the 50th anniversary. I just thought that was a logical thing to do. Yeah.
You had a very logical way of doing things, buying Genesis, then the original, so one of the best Doctor Who stories ever.
Yeah.
Then the very first Doctor Who stories.
Because of the sticker actually. I just saw that and I was like, yeah okay, fair enough. The 5 Doctors in the Randall style packaging, I saw that around the 50th, I think, and Remembrance as well. Because around that time I go into like HMV and and look at them all there, and I was slowly starting to appreciate the classics a bit more. But also around that time, just stop and get it out. The Regeneration set. This I got for my, what would it be, 13th birthday in 2013. This was another way of seeing the classics, really, because when I got this, I hadn't seen that many of them on the kind of vanilla releases, and I thought this was a good way to...
Gosh, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, get a range of the stories, really, and just see what they were like.
I just noticed Time in the Rani, that's why I giggled.
As you say, lovely packaging, limited edition, 10,000 it says.
I've seen so many people get this signed, like, on each page, because there's all the different Doctors.
Yeah, that's right. And it's such gorgeous packaging. Open it up halfway through, and you got these kind of... it's like a book, and the discs come out. There's a disc page.
How do you get them out?
Just like...
Oh, right.
Like that, yeah. But yeah, gorgeous, and it kind of... I suppose having them all there together, and then with the new series of Generation stories as well, it kind of it's a nice way of easing your way into it.
And this is the first release of the 10th Planet was first released in this box set as well, wasn't it?
Yes, it was actually. Yeah, you're right. I'm trying to think which order I watched them in. I think... Oh gosh, I think I actually saw Time in the Rani first. I don't know why. I remember seeing the movie quite early on as well. And Chaos of Androzani. I remember the last one that I saw was the War Games. That was when I moved up here, and after having it a few years...
Yeah, you got to build up to it, haven't you?
I'd never wanted to... Well, I don't know, never wanted to, but I knew it was 10 parts. I knew it was a big, daunting thing, and I was just like leaving it till last.
It is I rewatched it recently, because we were originally going to do a Regenerations top 5.
Yes.
And I rewatched War Games, and it is a long one. It is long. It's good, but it's long.
Yes.
And it's a lot of running about. That's a really nice box set. I think the only reason I never got it was because of its size and like on the shelf. And then because obviously you think about, do I buy the episodes again to put in the collection?
Yes, do you buy them as that or on the individual ones? Because I've got some of the Regeneration ones since just. Well, for the special features, because you didn't get the special features on that.
Oh, you didn't get any?
I
right.
don't think, which is a bit of a commentary.
Not even commentaries or anything.
I don't think so. It doesn't say.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you didn't know. It's funny that thing you say about like how many times should you or can you have one story in the format? Because I mean, I think with me there's I can't remember when or why I bought this, but Christmas Carol. This is a story that you can get so many different times. You can get it on the Series 5, Series 6 box set, isn't it? And then this one has the exclusive Doctor Who at the Proms feature. Yeah. So maybe that's why I got it. But
I think that is on the box set as well.
Is it?
I've got it on the.
Oh, is it?
Set, yeah.
I thought that was exclusive. maybe I've been conned.
Yeah, because it's that, and then it's the Series 6 box set, and then there's a Christmas
Time of the Doctor.
Yeah.
And the Christmas specials.
Yeah, and then there's the top 10, the 10 Christmas special box
the Christmas,
set.
Yeah, that one as well.
And then I'm sure there's an American one with it comes with a free Sonic Screwdriver toy. So
there are particular stories that if you buy everything,
Spearhead from Space.
Well, yeah, there's the very first one with the Orson on the cover.
Yeah,
isn't there? And then the re-release
special edition in a Mannequin Mania box set.
The Blu-ray filmy upgraded one. Are there any others?
Steelbook, if you're going to count that as well.
Oh, it was Steelbook. Yeah.
And then also VHS. It was released, I think, twice at least. So Spearheaded up there. There's 5 Doctors is obviously. Obviously, I think 2 VHS releases. The original there's the first DVD they ever did,
wasn't it? Yeah,
and then a special edition, and then they'll probably re-release it again in the box set. So there's a lot. It's mad to think there's so many ways you can get them, and do you get them again? Because the collection is probably the first time that season 18. It is a beautiful thing.
Fresh one.
It's hard to resist.
Gorgeous, yeah.
The collection is probably the first time that I've actually started getting things that I have already got, because I was umming and ahhing. That's why I didn't get season 12 because I was like, I've literally got all of them.
Every single one.
Yeah. So I was like, can I justify it?
Yeah.
Season 19, I was missing just 4 to Doomsday, and I was like, that's enough to warrant buying a whole new box set. So. Yeah, and then season 18, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
and I love that
gorgeous, aren't
season.
they?
I love
They're
that
brilliant.
season. It's just a very special one to me. So
I've not seen many of them yet. I need to start the box set, but
yeah,
yeah. I mean,
it's just beautiful artwork, stunning stuff. That's one of the draws, I guess, isn't it?
yeah, certainly, and having the classics collected together for the first time, because we had them in the box sets, but even then you get like strange box sets like Earth Story, where you got
I was going to say
Fighters
that,
and The Awakening,
which was just like the leftovers and the myths
the
and
leftover
legends
ones,
and all that sort of stuff. But it's weird, isn't it? Because this morning I watched Megalos this morning, and I was just as I got the box set out, I was like, how bizarre is it that we've got a classic box set with every single story as if it was a new series box set of like disc one.
It's like it's like you're experiencing it again.
Yeah.
It's like it's a new series, isn't it?
It's weird, but yeah, I'm just loving these box sets. I think what I'm doing is I'm going to be cherry picking my favourite seasons. So season 19, it's Cast Revolver. It's one of my favourite TARDIS teams. It's Davison, so obviously I had to get that. And then season 18, it's Logopolis, Keeper of Traken. And just such a great season as it is, so I had to get that. But I'm wondering whether I'm going to be... I don't know if I'm going to be getting every single one. I say that now.
Yeah. I think I probably will, because I didn't have many of the season 19 ones.
But that's the thing, because you've not got all of Baker.
No. In terms of the DVDs, I've got all of Pertwee, quite a bit of the early Tom stuff.
Yeah.
And then all of the McCoy stuff, and then there's various gaps elsewhere. Because even before season 19, I was like you, that was the first one that I got from the collection, and even before that came out, I was just thinking, actually no, I'm not going to continue to buy the individual releases, because at some point this story will be available, just wait a bit longer.
Because now, like, to get like the Invisible Enemy, I'll be rebuying Kanan and Company. I'll be in that box set, and I don't need to, because I've got it on season 18. So I think I'm stop buying the individual ones, because this is just beautiful. It's hard to resist. It's weird. It's now Blu-ray all the way. I only just got a Blu-ray player recently, practically the time I got the season 19 box set. So yeah, it's strange, but what can you do? Speaking of artwork, actually, how lovely that looks. What was your favourite of these on here?
Yeah, okay.
Because I think I know mine.
Ooh, that's a good question.
It's tricky because there's so much. Because I always liked the special editions. Whenever they did a special edition, I always liked them. The weird thing is, do you want to know my... So, Lost in Time was the first one I got. Then after that, the first episode was Robot. That was the first story
in this packaging. Yeah.
So I wasn't sensible. I didn't go back and get the beginning or get Genesis. I just got Robot, which is a great story. And I think I got another one after that. And then the first box set I got was Revisitations 2. Not even Revisitations 1. I was a...
So that's like...
So it's Seeds of Death, Carnival of Monsters, and Resurrection of the Daleks. Maybe that's why I love Seeds of Death so much, because it's one of the first DVDs I got. But the artwork on those Revisitations box sets are lovely and luscious, so I quite like them.
The very first ones... did you have any of these, or did you have any with the very first ones where they just literally took a photo and they stuck it on?
No, luckily I didn't, but I'm sure my cousin did have the Remembrance of the Daleks one with just the dead Dalek. Oh
gosh.
Yeah, I don't like them. But I think my favourite, I think it's Inferno, the special edition. I love that.
Because over the years as well, I mean, they released all of these in a funny order. It wasn't like in order. They because didn't they leave till last? I mean, this range started about 20 years ago, and they kind of left till last the ones that would need like more restoration work.
Yeah, like John Pertwee stories that were in black and white and you had to recolourise. I don't know why, like Terror of the Zygons took ages to come out, and I have no idea why.
Yeah, that's it.
That was one of the very last DVDs.
Yeah, because I remember seeing these come out, I mean, not so much in my early days as a fan, but kind of around the 50th sort of time. I don't know, interested in buying them as much, but I remember seeing the covers. Because that's where, I think this is a Lee Binding one.
Yeah.
But,
Lee Binding certainly came a long way, because the very first one he did, I think, is the Sontaran experiment. I think that's Lee Binding's first one. Look at that compared to compare it to the season 18. It's just,
gosh,
he's come a long way.
Because they used to, quite a few of them were by Clayton Hickman, weren't they?
Yeah, most of them.
If I just take these Davison stories here,
all really nice stuff.
Yeah,
that Cage Run Zoni cover is lovely as well.
That's a really good one actually.
And I love if you open that up, the discs are sometimes like a different coloured version of the cover, which sometimes like I like that the orange one more than the purple one.
Yeah,
it's just a weird little Doctor Who funny thing, but
like similar sort of composition, but
yeah, it's odd that one. Yeah,
or kind of stem out of the centre, if you know what I mean, or or like have that kind of symmetry to them.
All the special edition ones that he did have a very similar look, like a very sort of movie poster look, don't they?
Yeah, it's quite distinct. I think that's why it's hard to kind of tell them apart. Not that that's a bad thing, but it feels quite hollow. Is it in there? Oh, it is in there. Yeah.
Don't want to lose Warriors to the one of the worst ones I think is you don't have it. Time Flight. Have you seen the cover for that?
Oh right.
It's just an abysmal composition because it's not, the colours just don't match, and they're very badly photoshopped in, and it's by a cover artist who didn't do anything else. I don't know the name. It's not Lee Binding. It's not Clayton Hickman.
Yeah, because there are a few, aren't there, that were literally done by. A few people that contributed to like 1 or 2 or 3 covers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of examples. But,
I can't think of any off the top of my head, but that Time Flight one I remember being very bad. But yeah. No, it's weird.
More recent ones. The Underwater Menace, that was what, like
it's all, it's all been Lee Binding now.
You got that kind of very distinct sort of, with his stuff, it's like, it looks slightly airbrushed, but not in a bad way, but...
it looks almost like painted, but
he
still
does ones
works.
with those old photos. In fact, one that sprung to my mind actually, I think this is one of his, the Day of the Daleks one. Is that one of his?
That is,
that's gorgeous. What he's done with those photos and the way he's composed them together.
I think one of my favourites from him is The Reign of Terror, which is like a lovely sort of, it's got the French flag in the background and Hartnell in his finery, and it's great. This is, and the Sharda one is now that was a last minute thing, I think, that Sharda.
Oh, because Clayton Hickman was doing one and it wasn't. They didn't like it, did they, or something? Yeah,
I think it was using it wasn't using that template or something, but whatever happened, they didn't use it in the end. And
this was by
Lee Binding, yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Nice.
And the Power of the Daleks. I don't even know who did this one. Actually.
Colin, what is it? It's a guy who did the VHS covers.
Oh yeah, because those Daleks, and then the characters. That's from the animation artist, isn't it? But that's like one of the more recent ones as well.
Yeah, and obviously we're getting Macra Terror soon, which there was a big kerfuffle about. Is it going to have a reversible cover?
Are we going to fit it into the collection? Colours, yeah. That's been a thing recently. Is it for? Was this the first one that had where it came with a really big, like, full cover without the roundels?
No, the first ones like that were The Enemy of the World and The Web of Fear.
Oh yes,
because it was the anniversary, and I guess they wanted big covers and.
Because they were the first. Well, it wasn't the first time they'd had slipcases because they'd experimented with that.
Yeah.
Ages back.
Well, that was the slipcases for them was a BBC shop exclusive.
Yes. Yes.
So, but yeah, they were the first covers which were like the completely open space. So yeah, no, and that didn't really continue much because there wasn't any episodes left, really, was there?
No,
there was like.
I don't think Underwater.
Oh no, Underwater Menace. They didn't. Did it have? No, it didn't have that.
No, didn't have it. But that was released after. But on the subject of reversible covers, actually, there's that thing, isn't there? We've had to pick one to use as an example, and unfortunately it's Day of the Daleks. What the hell? Where, after a while, and this was a funny thing, it was to do with Woolworths, wasn't it? Woolworths owned To Entertain or something.
Yeah.
And, did you know about this with the
No, I don't.
Do you not?
But there's something that, I mean, there's another little thing as well that I was just curious about. The fact that so many of the Jon Pertwee stories released with this purple BBC logo had the Irish PG or an Irish certificate on the spine.
That's an Irish one, is it?
Well, I think it's the Irish PG one.
It's for today, St Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
On the day of recording.
But I remember Colony in Space has the exact same thing.
Because what I was going to say is, I mean, something happened. So when Woolworths just collapsed, and they were linked to Entertain, which is, remember all those old DVDs where
they had nothing.
Little ident on the front, and even the BBC one as well, and all that kind of stuff. And then that changed. I think the next Doctor had that, and that had the purple logo on, like the ident, or around that sort of time.
Yeah, I know.
But that changed on the DVDs, but also on the packaging. So instead of having, this is really small, I have to magnify it on the camera. I'm editing afterwards, but so they had, the first ones had the To Entertain logo and the BBC thing, but then when that switched over and whatever change happened behind the scenes, they would come slightly differently. So they had the purple one and the PG and everything, and so on the shelf, when you've got all them lined up, it looks really inconsistent. And I didn't realise this for
Did you not know that they could flip? I think it took me, I had 3 of them, and it did take me a while to realise. I think I saw someone's video on like a DVD collection on YouTube, and I went, "How have they got something like that?" Oh, of
and
course.
As soon as you notice it,
and then you go, "Yes, my collection, it works."
Miss it, yeah.
But I still get pissed off the fact there's a black To Entertain logo. It just ruins the lineup. Look, like City of Death. Look at it, just Revelation of the Daleks, and then there's the ones with no To Entertain logo on at all. But obviously we just got to wait until. I mean, we're not going to get special editions of any of them now, are we?
Well, no, this range is pretty much. I mean, the animations, I suppose, will be released like this, but then
they won't be doing any special editions
with the view
anymore.
of them. With the view of them, then using the animations for collection box sets or whatever, I guess. But because I think Horse Menace had it. Was it Sharda? Yeah, see, Sharda has got it.
Yeah, Sharda pisses me off because it's got that. Yeah, and
it must be to do with the legislation. It's changed since the range began.
Look at this. Doesn't that piss you off?
Is that the only one that's got it?
I think it's also Vengeance on Varos. But have you not? Oh no, Vengeance on Varos. Wait, no.
It's not got it.
I swore Vengeance on Varos was like this.
I've never noticed that.
But
look, that's on the Switch side, and it's got it.
It's got it on both sides. It's special edition.
It's a great cover.
Ark in Space, that's got it on the other side. Vengeance on Varos got it on the other side, but this is the one that's.
I guess they just forgot to change it or something.
I swear Vengeance on Varos is like maybe your Vengeance on Varos is
different to yours.
Yeah, mine has got my Vengeance on Varos is like that. It's got the special edition on the side because that was the first one that they did this, and everyone was like, "What the hell have you done?"
On Vengeance on Varos.
Yeah.
I think I do remember seeing that actually.
I'm going to check that when I get home because I swear to God that this has got a special edition on. But I remember that that really annoyed a lot of people because it's just, you know.
Gosh, I'm not going to be able to see that now.
But like if you flipped over the Vengeance on Varos cover and the Ark in Space ones, I'm sure that it's got that on them. But yeah, I remember there being an outcry when that was like that. But yeah, it's weird looking back at them all because, you know.
Well, it's such a weird kind of. I mean, because it spans so many years, it's not like the collection sets which are, well, we hope, going to be consistent for all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been the consistency with the roundel design and the format and the way they've looked together, but I mean, they've had different cover artists, different styles. They've had different box sets, different release at different times, and so, well, with the special editions, that was kind of a way of rectifying that, wasn't it? Of giving stories that didn't have many special features more, or giving them a nice fancy cover.
And now we've got even more special features on the collection box sets.
Because these are like the definitive.
This is I doubt they're going to do any unless we have 3D episodes
you never know
or something in the
what
future.
Technology is going to come.
Yeah,
God knows
but I think that is the last time we will get these stories released on a physical format. I pretty much guarantee that. And I wonder what they're going to do with this, because obviously they're a limited edition thing. Season 12 is out of stock. Season 19 is...
I think it's still going, isn't it?
Just about. I think it's almost gone, though.
Stocks.
So some people who like us who didn't get the season 12 one are like, well, how can we get that now? You know.
Yeah. Well, because thinking ahead, I mean, these are going to replace these. I mean, I guess someday these are going to become rare, mate. Well, I don't know about rare, but they're going to be out of print, aren't they?
Yeah, no, one day, yeah.
Because I think currently they're still producing them. I don't know, but they're still in the shops, aren't they?
But I think one day they will stop printing them one day, yeah.
Because these days you can just go into a HMV and you don't know which stores you're going to get, and there's a selection of them on the shelves.
Yeah, and I think that's why people are a bit sort of like with these new box sets, because they're limited run. They're like, well, what if one day Genesis of the Daleks stops being produced on DVD and the box sets
how do you get
produced?
it?
How can you get them? Well, obviously,
you see, I guess,
online, but
I guess, I don't know, I mean, depending on what happens with like physical media in the future, I suppose there has been talk of them doing them in different packaging, non-limited edition packaging.
Yeah, well, the American releases of them have them just in a Blu-ray
they're like that anyway,
case.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
And I guess...
I don't like that though.
No,
these
are the best, aren't they? Definitely. There's always going to be some way of getting them, so I suppose eventually they probably will do that as a cash earner, just to keep it coming in.
I mean, what season would you like to see next?
As the next one, I know which ones have been rumoured, because it's like season 10, 26.
Season 10 and 26 are the only ones I've heard rumoured. Yeah. Personally, I'd like to see either season 7, John Pertwee's first season.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Spearheads they've already got as Blu-ray, so that's easy for them to do.
Yeah, that's true.
And whether there's any film sequences on that they can restore, that'd be quite nice. But yeah, I'd like to see that, and also I have a burning desire to see season 14, which is Sarah Jane's last 2 stories and Leela's first stories, because in the run up to season 18, I just randomly started watching a load of Tom Baker episodes again, and I love that season. So you got like Mask of Mandragora, which is but Hand of Fear, Deadly Assassin, The Face of Evil, which is a story that when I first got it on DVD, I watched it. You know when you have a story you watch and you're sort of ill, and then whenever you look back on that story, you sort of go, I don't remember liking that one too much. But watching it again, Face of Evil is cracking. Robots of Death, which is it's so good. Talons of Weng Chang, it's a great series. I think that's probably my favourite classic series.
The one that comes before that season 13.
I know a lot of people say season 13.
That's probably
but I'm not too fond of Planet of Evil. Seeds of Doom is just way too long for me.
Oh, do you think? Okay.
Yeah. Brain and Morbius is great. Android Invasion I love. Which a lot of people don't. A lot of people say Android Invasion is the weakest of the series. And then Terror of the Zygons is pretty good too, but season 14 is my favourite, so I'd love that.
I mean, with these two, it's really nice that season 18 and 19...
You can just line up straight away.
They go right next to each other. So from a practical point of view, I mean, anything that goes together would be nice. Because they've said that they're not going to avoid the 60s ones, even though they're missing stories. I'm pretty sure they're going to...
I mean,
I don't know.
There's surely some. There's surely some that would work. I think a lot of the historicals aren't really going to be animated. Like they were saying for the Crusade, they were saying there's so many characters in those 2 episodes and so many different costumes as well that it's almost not as viable to do that as it is to do, the Macra Terror or something that's 4 parts, but it only has a very limited cast or cast that's in very simple costumes. Again, like the Highlanders, there's so much tartan in that it's just impossible to animate. But yeah, I would like to see some 60s box sets, because wouldn't that be great, seeing them in that lovely packaging.
Well, it makes you look at them kind of anew, doesn't it? Like,
it does, you're so right. Looking at those discs.
That new artwork,
it's beautiful.
It's great.
It's lovely. I think my favourite, weirdly, I mean, I love season 19, but that season 18 box set has won me over. It's just gorgeous. I'll probably change my mind when I get another one, but...
Yeah, I think...
it's just the purples and the...
I was going to say,
it's
the
just
purples.
A beautiful colour scheme.
I mean, that cover, you've not only got the purples, but the blue.
And Tom going,
yeah. Each new one that comes along seems to kind of outdo the last one.
Yeah. Just, and in terms of like how elaborate, because like looking at, if you're opening it up, like the TARDIS,
the amount of detail,
the first season 12 one, it's just a box. in the season 19 one, it's got Davison flying towards it, and now it's a whole diorama of
and the
everything.
that thing as well, from the Coppolas, isn't it? Where you got the box inside the console room. Yeah.
No, it's great. I love it.
The amount of effort that goes into them is brilliant, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
In terms of like the future of buying, physical media, do you think you will? Are you? I guess the most important question for a Doctor Who fan is, will you rebuy stuff? Because I mean, did you have any season 18 stories?
Just the Keeper of Traken and Legopolis,
right?
Yeah,
and then season 19 was that.
Season 19, I had not seen Force Doomsday or Kenda.
But did you have the other ones?
Two, actually. I think I had about 4 or 5 of those. Yeah.
Yeah. So you clearly don't mind buying stuff again.
No, and I think having seen what's happened with season 12, actually, even if I do have all the stories, I'll probably just go and do it anyway. I think. If I can, money allowing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Will you keep the original ones, or will you sell them?
Because there's been lots of fans that have, box sets announced, say season 18, and then you suddenly see loads of season 18 stories in CX or on eBay or
that's
whatever.
The thing. I'm considering selling off. I'll keep the New Beginnings box set, but I'm considering starting to sell them, and then you get more shelf space and.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky one.
I'm never going to use them again.
No,
I'm always going to be turning to that box set when I want to watch, Full Circle. That's a very odd choice to want to watch.
They kind of replace. Yeah. At the time, they seem like the best way, or the current way, or the only way of viewing that story, and then the new one comes along. It reminds me of the Steelbooks as well.
Yes, yeah. I almost forgot about them.
Yes, I thought we might just mention them before we end. But,
so you've got
I've got the Series 2 and the Series 3 ones. They've said they're not going to do Series 4 onwards, which is a bit of a shame. But I mean, these, for what they are really nice.
I really wanted a Series 4 Steelbook.
The Series 4, that would be really good.
Yeah, they're lovely. So I've only got Series 2.
You get more episodes on the discs because it's Blu-ray, obviously, and they're slightly upscaled.
Yeah,
this lovely steel packaging.
There was a lot of kerfuffle about that one, wasn't there? Do you remember?
With the Master, yeah.
There was a time when the Series 1 Steelbook was on Amazon for like £15. I really wish I'd got it, because it's gone now, and it's stupid money. So, but yeah, Steelbooks. I mean, I briefly considered getting a load on Steelbook, but after they said they weren't doing Series 4, I just sort of went, you know what, I'll leave it.
So do you have how do you have them these days? Do you have the Blu-ray slim cases for any of them, or?
No, for the other series, I have them all on DVD.
Okay.
In the new, like that Series 7 one. So I've got Series 3, Series 4, Series 5, and Series 7.
All like this.
All like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Which reduces the shelf space down from that
certainly
to
does.
this.
I mean, it's mad, isn't it? Yeah.
It's so nice
that you have these thick ones and it just goes down to that.
And then even you've
for
got
the volumes
that are like
where you used to get a few stories on a thing this size, and now you can just get all of them together.
Yeah, and then right down to the classic stuff. Like, how much space is that taken down? 8 odd DVDs or more, because you've got Kanan and Company.
Yeah.
So that's 9 DVDs reduced down to that.
Yeah, it's mad.
Goodness me.
Yeah, I don't know. Gosh, I mean, there's so many different versions over the years of these stories, and I guess it is. Where is it going to stop? What is the definitive?
What's going to?
Well, I mean, certainly for the classics. I mean, this is the way to go, I think, isn't it? And
I love it so much.
It's tricky to know with the new stuff, and when it's all on Netflix or iPlayer, I mean, you sort of don't need.
Yeah, again, because I've whenever I watch a new series story, for the most part, I just flick it on Netflix. I don't think it's been ages since I've actually got out a DVD. It's the special features, I guess, you'll be buying it for mainly, isn't it?
Yes.
Because it's stuff you can't get online.
And I mean.
And the quality in some cases, because the quality on Netflix is good, but I'm not sure if it is up to the Blu-ray.
The Blu-ray ones are.
So I watched Series 2 on my Steelbook, but the rest of them I just online.
Well, because that's the thing as well, I think, because I mean, Steelbook premium packaging, it's a nice experience if you're watching something on there. I mean, with these, I probably will always keep. I don't know, probably all the DVD ones, but certainly the early ones for nostalgic value. But I don't think I would ever use the discs again. I mean, with this one, I mean, some of the discs are wrecked and they got scratches all over them, and yeah.
God.
But they go from being like an everyday item that you use to like just to becoming a collector's item, really, isn't it? I suppose that's what happened with all the VHS stuff, and for people of different generations. I mean, this now you wouldn't use those, but at the time when you got them, they were so special, so exciting. It's a funny one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a funny one.
Yeah, it's bizarre, but who knows where it will
Who knows? I mean,
go.
Another 10, 15 years, who knows what it'll look like.
Yeah.
If there will be more physical.
One day it'll just be like everything.
Just be, yeah.
I actually, thinking of that, I reckon one day there will be a complete Tom Baker box set that's about that big. There'll be like a complete John Pertwee. It'll all be just literally like box sets like that big.
Continue to get smaller.
Because I reckon one day they might be able to invent a disc that has a whole season on, just one disc.
Yeah, that's the thing, like new technology. Yeah, I mean, who knows what could happen, who knows.
Then the Eccleston box set will be like that. McGann won't even have one. It'll just be like nothing.
Oh gosh, yeah. Wow.
There we go.
So,
DVDs.
I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've enjoyed looking at us talk about DVDs and stuff.
Yeah.
And thinking about all that kind of stuff. Put in the comments below your thoughts on Doctor Who DVDs, Blu-rays, steelbooks, box sets, whatever. Your experience of collecting them over the years. The first one you got, the favourite one, favourite covers, all that kind of stuff, and just general thoughts on it all. And let us know what else you'd like to see us do in the future, I suppose.
Yeah,
They've got some other
chat about,
coming on Miles' channel soon that we're recording today.
Yeah. We've recorded one, but hopefully get another one recorded.
Yes. It seemed very weird watching that back now. When they come out, but yeah, that's where we are. And yeah, let us know if there's anything else you'd like to see us chat about, and we'll do our best to do it. So, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now.
Bye bye.